This is Friday Hospital Vibes. This is a new particular content you want to bring on your way. And the inspiration behind this is that, yes, I will be Ebenezer, a medical practitioner, specifically a physician assistant. And then in my line of work, I've encountered a lot of situations, events. Some are interesting, some are funny, some are life-threatening, some are extremely dangerous. Alright, so, and most of these situations or events are precipitated by our daily activities as parents, as guardians, as relatives, as anything that we are in a sense or in a position trying to provide help to people. So basically, this is how the content is going to be. Weekly, every Friday, I'm going to come your way with a case presentation where it's not going to be medical, like more like trying to diagnose or something. No, we are trying to talk about a lot of the interesting stuff that do happen day in day out at the hospital setting, where I think, and then that there are a lot of things to learn and unlearn from such situations. Today, I'm going to present one particular one. I'm going to present a particular one today where you realize that most of these things, many of us have done it, many of us are still doing it, and many of us have not even realized that there's something that is not supposed to be done and we should stop. Our first topic or case today is going to be centered around parents and self-medicating with children. Parents and self-medicating their kids. So one particular time I was in the consulting room consulting, I had a knock. I had a knock on my door, and then there was this nurse calling me to come to attend to an alleged emergency at the OPD. Right, so I went, and then to my surprise, I saw this 4-year-old boy lying on the waiting chairs at the OPD with one middle-aged woman alongside him, trying to tell the nurses what happened. So as I got there, I tried to inquire more about it, and then the woman happened to be the teacher to this particular boy. So according to this woman, the child was in the class. All of a sudden, the child fell. So they alleged that the child collapsed, and then they had to rush the child to the hospital. So I asked about the child's parents, and they were like, the parents are on the way coming. Okay, I said that's good. Right. So doing all of that, the vitals were being taken. So afterwards, I checked the vitals. And now, vitals are basically to those who are not clinically or health inclined. Vitals are basically some of the vital information you take around the patient's situation. For instance, the temperature, the sugar levels, the BP, the pulse rate, the respiratory rate. All these are vital information we need in a state of emergency. Right. So we took that, and then we realized that all of these things were normal ranges. And one of the things I realized personally was that the child was trying to sleep. But this is the funny side. The woman who brought the child in, anytime the child tries to sleep, the woman beats the child to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Then you mentioned the child's name. I don't want to put the child's name here, but let's call the child Chrissy. Chrissy, wake up, wake up, wake up. Sorry, 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 sorry. Chrissy, like someone trying to wake up, trying to trigger someone from not collapsing. I don't know whether the person she's trying to halt the state of collapsing, or I had no idea. But then yeah, we all have one way or the other done it before. So I understood her. So I went to her, I approached her, and I tried to reassure her, calm her, but she still didn't. She still couldn't stand the situation, so she had to excuse herself whilst we were. So I was just looking at the child. Then I told her that she should leave the child to relax to sleep. The child wants to sleep actually, and let's wait for the parents to come. So I assured her there is nothing wrong with the child. Okay, so she was a bit calm now. So about 15 minutes time, the parents arrived, and then I needed to inquire more about the child. So I went to them, and then we went to the consulting room. So upon interrogations, I realized that the child had been ill for about 72 hours, and then They went to a nearby pharmacy to purchase some medications themselves for the child. Right, this is where self medications come in, themselves for the child. So I asked them for the medication, and there are about 3 to 4 medications, including antibiotics, cough mixture, and then this particular one I'm holding. Yes, this particular one. This is where my concern is. This particular one. I mean, some more of medications that comes into offer, especially the cough mixtures and then things for cold. Basically, they are sedatives. They can sedate you, they can make you drowsy. So most often we advise that some medications be taken at a particular hour or particular time range to avoid all those sorry, to avoid all those unnecessary panics. You understand? So one thing I realized was cetirizine. Cetirizine. This is a prescription only drug. When you look at the inscriptions on every cetirizine drug, it's a prescription only drug, but then it's commonly bought over the counter, which I don't know why it's happening. So people day in they are walking to pharmacies, walking to drugstores to purchase prescription only drugs, which they are supposed to purchase them with what? Prescription. But then they just walk in there, they go, they mention the name of the medication, they accept. I don't know whether it's the education that is not good. Now, most of these medications have something we call therapeutic index, where it's more like gives you the safety window of the medication. It means it tells you the rate at which if you abuse the medications, you are going to suffer the consequences of the side effect. That's the safety window. That's the therapeutic index. So if a drug has a very low therapeutic index, it means that if the least mistake you do to increase the dose more than usual, you are going to suffer the side effect. If a drug has a higher therapeutic index, it's just telling you that you can basically increase the dose to a particular point and you may still not suffer from the side effect. That's how it means. Some of these medications have very low therapeutic index, so the least mistake you make in increasing the dose more than usual, the side effect sets in. So I asked the mother, and I realized that this medication wasn't. Now this medication has sedative, it can sedate you. And I asked the mother how she administered this medication, that is cetirizine, to the child. Now when I checked the box, there was this 2 circles, one with dash and then another, which is telling the mother to instructing the mother to be giving the medication morning and then evening. The funny side is that the mother looked surprised while I was asking her all these things. And then the daddy was like, the child father was like, I told her something. I told her. So I was like, what did you tell her? He was like, no, you talk. Right. So I asked her how she gave the medication. So for the funny side, the child was in the house when they started the medication. That was on weekend. So basically the child was sleeping in the house. So they told me the child had become weak. So when the child was going to school on Monday, they served the medication in the morning. 5 milligram. That's 5 meals. So it was written 5 meals twice daily. And when you look at the inscription, 5 meals is equal to 5 milligram. Each of 5 meals in this particular meal, this is 30 meals. Each 5 mil of this 30 mil contains 5 milligram of cetirizine. The adult dose of cetirizine is 10 milligram. So she's been giving 5 milligram of this twice a day, meaning within the 24 hours. The child, the 4-year-old child, takes 10 milligram of this, which is the usual adult dose we commonly. How do you think this child is going to react to this? What do you think is going to happen to this child? Now, it was a very early Monday morning. The child is going to school. The child is supposed to be active in class. The child is supposed to learn. The child is supposed to pay attention to the teacher. Then the child takes in this. So the child goes to school, sits in the class. While madam is teaching, the child is seeing things 4, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5. Seeing the board turning upside down, seeing the class members upside down. Everyone is just doing their own thing. The child is not seeing right. So he tries to put his head on the table. He saw the table as something up. In the moment he tries, he falls down. Mother says, "Oh, Sergeant Colas, bring the child, bring the car." They ride the child into the car, then to the hospital. Only for the child to come and continue living in the hospital. And then the madam still panicking. Something is happening to the child. Doctor, stop what you're doing, stop what you're doing, and then apply all your resources on the child. I'm like, ma, the child is going to be fine. The child is not sick. I want to see the parents. You understand? So this is what happens when we do some of these things. Self-medication is a very bad thing. Now, it's not entirely bad, but see, there are some medications you can go over the counter and then get them. But then there are some medications when you are even buying them, you should be panicking. Oh. You understand? You should be panicking. Especially some BP medications, some diabetic medications, some like yes, antibiotics I know yeah, it's commonly abused. But there are some specific drugs when you are buying them, you should be panicking. Just because you've seen them. I've heard of a lot of situations which being every Friday we are going to take one and then discuss. And you realize that a lot of things we are doing doesn't make sense, but we do them because we achieve results when we do them. Now, you give this thing to a child in the morning, the child will be feeling dizzy, drowsy a lot of time. It's no good. So let's stop. Now, what do we learn from this? Like I said, we need to unlearn and learn. We should learn that when we are being given medications and we are being instructed to give the medication in a certain way, let's try to confirm, even from the person who instructed us. Probably they might have made a mistake by writing those instructions on it. They may have rechecked and then find out that okay, it's a mistake, let's do it this way. Again, if you can't read at all, this since this is not a common medication you might probably frequently be buying for your child. What you can do is that you should check, give it to someone else to read it for you so that at least you can also the things can be confirmed. Again, also is a prescription only drug. There should be something specific for this particular medication to be given, which I'm not going into details to tell you. Alright. So if you need it, basically get to the hospital, tell your physician whatever is wrong with you. If your physician thinks assess things after assessing you and still think that you need this, I'm not sure he or she is going to say you're not going to prescribe it for you. So please, let's stay away from self-medication, especially towards kids that cannot talk for themselves. It's a crime. Take the child to the appropriate quarters, let the child be taken care of, and all the necessary medications that the child needs will be given. If the medications are given and you go and take them 2-3 days and you don't see improvement, the next thing to do is to report back to this place, the same place you went for the for further investigations to be made, for medications to be what to be updated or improved. That's all. So when we do all of that, I'm sure rushing into hospitals at dawn at night where there is no actual emergency, but you did your own thing and then you are calling it emergency, then you have to come and attend to you. Stop all patients, stop attending to all the patients you are attending to just to come and take care of you because you feel like there is an emergency and you don't even want to understand a nurse or your doctor when your doctor says you are fine. Come on, we can do something about it. We can improve our attitudes towards self-medication. All right. So let's talk self-medication. Let's read the inscriptions on the medications very well. Let's try to confirm the inscriptions and the instructions. Let's read the leaflets if you don't understand anything, so that in the end we can be able to curb some of these situations from happening. Thank you.